Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1458 of our daily content grind. Today, it is a Monday, it is a news roundup, and we have breaking news out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and it's the last time we will have breaking news out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. They have officially announced that Hasbro HQ will be moving to Boston, Massachusetts, leaving their longtime home of Rhode Island, which is going to be weird. For as long as I've been paying attention to Hasbro, I'm just so used to saying, you know, like that company in Pawtucket. But, hey, I guess bigger city, grander plans. I don't know. I don't know the corporate spiel that's going to explain why this is a better move for Hasbro. But hey, it is what it is. It's what corporate America does. Feel bad for everyone who has settled down in Rhode Island at Hasbro for a long time and now has to move to be closer to work. Fortunately, it's not terribly far away. It's not like they're moving across country or anything. But no, that's just kind of the lead story here. It's not the biggest story of the week, but it is definitely something that's very, very big to announce. But let's move on to the bulk of what is being announced for this week. We have so much new information on Missing Link Ultra Magnus. We just did one video just to kind of speculate on stuff, and now it's all just out there. So that aged like milk. So first off, we have some shots from an official promotional video for the toy. We can see it's going to come in at 27,500 yen. That's a big price point for a toy that's doing a whole lot. It's coming out in March. So you got some time to build up the money. You got some time, so don't worry about that. But yeah, if we take a look, we got the first stock photos of the toy looking very, very good. You can see how the leg folds up to accommodate for Magnus's knee and hip articulation. There's a little bit more to that we can show once we get there. Still all looking really good. You see a lot of different play modes for this. I can feel a lot speculating that there might be some reason why they chose Silverbolt to be like the stand-in there for that little launch pad mode that they're finagling. I really do think it's just that's the best looking jet that they could pull out of storage. I mean, it's an Autobot. You know, there's only so many Autobot jets from around that generation. So I don't think there's anything to it. I think it's just the best suited one. Showing transformation of the armor, showing off how the front of the chest can come down to allow the inner robot chest to come down in order to show the matrix of leadership inside. That's a really cool touch to be able to do. And there's your part count. You do get 4 accessory missiles, just like the original toy. You get 2 different waist pieces. You get the driver, the silver matrix, and powered buggy, which we'll see in some of these other photos has changed quite a lot too. And then for a few more stock photos to show off just a little bit more of this toy, there's how much storage it has, just like the original toy. 3 standard size Transformer cars can fit onto Magnus's car carrier. Another weird repair mode. I believe that's the one the Diaclone toy was shown with, that was never part of the instructions for the American release. A few more little weird modes you can do with it if you play with your imagination. There's Powered Buggy, who no longer part forms, and we'll see how that works too. Yeah, so we got tons of different looks of this one. There's a really good shot of how he looks now and how that new leg works. So I'm expecting the side, because the side of this red piece does come down a little bit. There's a lip. I'm expecting there to be a lot more friction in that component, because, you know, a flat hinge like this, a long one, does not have the friction it needs for like a full knee joint situation. It also definitely looks like the hips can come forward. I'm still not 100% sure how it's accomplishing that, but it's an impressive amount of articulation to put into something that really should not articulate. Really should not. Yeah, fascinating piece. It's expensive, but there's so much being worked into this thing that, like, I can see where this actually applies. So there's a video here from Takara showing off how this toy works and all that. The things to note specifically is here's how Powered Buggy works, where the arms are just kind of folded up to be behind him here, but they've completely reimagined his engineering so that the arms are on these armatures that fold together, fold up underneath the car, and then to transform, fold around the arms to make the connection point so they no longer need to part form. That's cool. It's a lot of extra engineering. The legs don't part form either. This is just one solid transformer now. And let's see, where is the other shot I need? Yeah, you know what? There's a better shot than that. There's a better shot than that. Nah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which shot I use. You can see how the legs work now. In order to keep the inner robot's legs moving the same directions as the new legs, you can see there's now these armatures that kind of wrap around the thighs and the shins in order to grip and hold Prime into place while the Ultra Magnus armor articulates. So, cool to see that they've thought of that. Jeez, like, they've done a lot. There's so much engineering inside this toy. Like, it's really just an impressive piece. We have a little bit more, because the full painted version was shown off as well. This one, you can see the sculpted detail being painted over to match the original sticker detail, which is a really, really cool thing that Missing Link does. And I don't think it gets shouted out enough because it's a really, really cool upgrade to make. Yeah, it looks so much better with it all being three-dimensional. Really impressive job. Some of this is really intricate. Some is really intricate to change into sculpting and painting. Yeah, this is again where you start seeing like the cost of the piece. So yeah, there's just a ton. There is a ton to this toy. Obviously, why we've seen so much coverage of it this week. Oh, and we're not done. We are not done. So, the development team for this toy did an interview that showed off a lot of what is actually making this and the special things about it. Now, you can see, this is a long interview. This is a very long interview. This is a very, very long interview. Takara Tomy designers are generous with their time and their information. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I can't be generous with my time. We have to keep this as short as possible. There's a lot to get through. But thankfully, TFW has marked the highlights. Number one, they chose Magnus because it was the 10th entry into Missing Link. They wanted it to be special. So some parts, including the head, have now been cast as multiple pieces instead of one so that they can paint them better. That's really cool to know. It does include the silver matrix that we saw. We saw that it can be revealed. The white Optimus inner robot has got the same diecast parts as Missing Link CO1. So basically, yeah, the same diecast parts as any of the Magnuses and Optimuses. This is basically just telling us it's not going to be the all-plastic American version that came out. The later run American version, I should say. But then again, it's fully painted. You should know that. No spring-loaded missiles due to safety reasons. So that does mean that they are aiming this toy for a Western release as well. Good to know. A lot of details about the articulation are explained. I have to go read through those myself afterwards. And then they also made sure to remind us that the Missing Link Nemesis Prime is basically just a preview for the upcoming Decepticons. They are currently developing like proper Decepticons for this line. That's really exciting. It really does make me wonder how they are going to make some of those Decepticons work. The G1 Megatron, I can see how you get engineering and articulation into that. It's never coming out in the US though. You have to wait for like a Starscream would be difficult because the hands, where do those go in this situation? But the trickiest one is like the easiest one I should say is going to be Soundwave. Soundwave by far is going to be the easiest to convert into like modern articulation. And I can absolutely see them loving to do that because you know they'll do missing links of all the cassettes if they do that. So yeah, exciting times. Exciting times. Missing Link's doing good stuff. Now, let's get into some domestic releases, and we'll get into a few more standard Transformers. Mark Clonus was kind enough to show off the upcoming Sure Shot. He did this little usual like behind-the-scenes hype blurb. Not a whole lot. It's a Yuya-san piece if you're following the designers. So, yeah, I never had one of these. Jeez, it is bright. It is bright. That is just a burning hot color scheme. Yellow, orange, red, only like a little bit of black. It's like, it's weird to have a color scheme so bright that black stands out, but here we are. He does look good, don't get me wrong. He is kind of pointing out another little bit of like modern Transformer budgeting that goes on, and that's the fact that like the pelvis piece is no longer an independent piece. Like, it's just his hips are just mushroom pegged in, which you can see how like they're gapped, like how they're like snapped in like that if you look at it from behind. I don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing that. That does make him look cheaper. But then again, this one is also coming with a target master, which means some of his budget had to be leached away in order to get the little guy out there. So I will give it a pass this time. I'll give it a pass for now. Man, this really highlights that we really need another crosshairs. Like that Siege Ironhide retool, that ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. That's not crosshairs. That's not crosshairs. We need a new one ASAP at this point. Still, Sure Shot looking good. Sure Shot, rather. Yeah, filling in those gaps. Completing those teams. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. All right, so let's take a look at the upcoming Dramatic Capture set. Takara showed off the official images for this set of figures, Insecticons and Skywarp. So if you want nothing but black, purple, and silver Decepticons in your box, I got good news for you. So we've seen the Skywarp. There's really nothing new they could do to that Skywarp to actually be amazing, unless they like figured out unless they just randomly retooled it, which they're not going to with the new mold on the way. Kickbacks looking pretty much the same. Still weirded out that they kept the translucent chests on these guys, but all silver wings is nice. No translucence there. I will take that. We've got Shrapnel, who's Shrapnel. I have nothing for you. You just look like you're supposed to look. The big news is Bombshell. It's weird to me. In my head, the Insecticons always match black, purple, and silver. So it is weird to me to see like the cartoon accurate gray. I have no idea why he's gray in the cartoon. The OG Bombshell toy is purple. So a little bit weird. A little bit weird if you're used to how the toy looks, but nice to see that they are at least completing the set correctly, because these do go for cartoon accuracy. The accessory count on this is fun too. So you are getting, you can see them here, 6 little Energon cubes, 2 large Energon cubes. There's never enough large Energon cubes in these sets. But the mini accessories are the fun part. You're getting Shockwave, you are getting Reflector, you are getting Soundwave, and you're getting Megatron. I want to say I've seen some of those reused from elsewhere. I can't remember what releases they were in, but I know I've seen that Shockwave before. You can see it's got the 3mm peg, so it can be used that way. It can be used for like small effect parts. And I believe that Reflector is the same one that came in with that Kingdom multi-pack. Not Kingdom, like which one? Everyone Centurion came in with. Oh well. Point being, like, Takara is releasing those pieces and they look good. They look very, very good. And it's probably the more exciting, for me, I think it's the most exciting piece about this set. Because like everyone else is just kind of like, don't I already own you exactly that way? Takara also announced how they are going to be releasing the upcoming Age of the Primes Nemesis Prime with the Armada jets. This is going to be a Takara Mall exclusive in Japan for a limited time. This was supposed to be a PulseCon exclusive in America, but PulseCon might have been canceled, so we're still waiting on information about how we are going to be able to get these in the West. But Takara's images show off mostly things we've seen already. We've seen good shots of Nemesis. They put a lot of focus in showing off the Minicons, who look a little bit more squat than the old ones, but they also look a little bit more solid. And no clear plastic means these are going to be a lot more durable, which is always going to be my preference. There's Sonar looking fine. There's Jetstorm, looking basically how he always looks, with his legs tucked up under his wings. There's Runway. I'm I wanted, geez, I thought Runway's arms folded up. Oh well. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Still looks good here, and still forms the Star Saber pretty effectively. Wish they would have done some tooling to take the gap out from between the wings, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. It hits the right mark. It looks good. And I'm not going to complain about more mini cons because we are at a desperate lack of them in these modern Armada toys. Though, do you notice what I noticed? There's no mini con ports. None that I can see from these images, at least. There might be something on the bottom side of the jet mode. Like, I think I see one on the back of Runway's leg there. But, like, I don't see any on sonar. And, like, that's basically just the full size of sonar right there. Like, that's basically everything he has to him. Like, front and back. So, yeah, like, I'm not entirely sure where we're going to get our mini... Like, yeah, he's got minicon ports, but none of the others? I don't know. I'm weirded out by this. I don't know. Something feels off about this. I'm not crazy about it. But they look good. They look good. Here's one that looks good. So, new stock photos of Earthspark Deluxe Cosmos. We have seen a bunch of these photos before, but we do have some new ones that show off a little bit more about how this toy is going to function. So, first off, the big photo that I have had a laugh at here is this one. Yeah, because it looks like he looks like he's hiding cupcakes in his stomach. I mean, same. But, you know, it's a fun little way. It's just a fun little weird way how this toy works. So, you saw there before. I kind of zipped through it. We got to see full instructions about how this toy works, which is kind of neat. So, those little cupcake-looking things are the hover jets, whatever, hover units for the space shuttle mode, underside. The way the toy works is the legs crumple down, the entire lower half rotates 180 degrees, and then tucks up inside of his torso. It's a really clever transformation scheme for a Cosmos, and this one's the only one big and buff enough to make that work. That does mean that his arms are doing the entirety of the outer ring, which is also making them buffer than they would normally be. Yeah, they've done a good job trying to make this toy as thick as possible, and I am praying it's as easy to find as that glow-in-the-dark Megatron is, and not as hard to find as Soundwave was. Oh my god, Hasbro, why did you release so few of those Soundwaves? I got mine, yes, but I paid up for it. And a lot of people deserve to get that without paying up for it. But no, I'm looking forward to this one. This one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's get out of the full first-party releases and into the other Transformer bits for the week. Wingblade Optimus Prime for the 4i model set. We've been so excited for this. It looks so good. It looks amazing. So this is 4i model. This is not going to be one of their super expensive lines. But it is looking fantastic. It's extremely well done in Derek's animated style. Magnus hammer included. Looks amazing with both weapons like that. Yeah, it's just such a cool design. It's such a cool design. I'm super happy they're doing this. Like, I love that Flame Toys just feels like doing random figures here and there. And, like, they don't care where they come from. They just do the designs they like. Which is why they do the IDW designs when no one else was doing them. Tons of accessories too. Axe, hammer, wings, guns, forearm armor. You know, you got a lot of hands. A lot of hands going on. And an alternate face for Optimus. And then if you don't want to get the full-size version, if you want to pay a little bit less, or if you just want his more iconic look, then there is a model kit that is just the base Optimus Prime as well. I still love that it's Derek's version of the Autobot logo. I still love that. I still love that they threw that in. Yeah, looks fantastic. Articulation looks great. There's a very animated pose. Love to see it. Yeah, so you get the full version or you get the slimmed down version, your choice. I think it's cool that they give you the option. Whereas I know a lot of companies will just force you to buy the big kit and strip it down if you just want the little one. And then you just have a bunch of parts you're never going to use lying around. So, yeah, good solution. I like this. Now, if you want to build your Optimus Prime a different way, then, oh boy, Boardwalk Puzzles has an answer for you. Their 4D build line is coming out with a cardboard puzzle of Optimus Prime that you can get to build both the robot mode and the vehicle mode at the same time. And then, of course, there's also this big display base as well. And then you can see, like, on the left there, it shows, like, the silhouette of, like, how big it's going to be compared to you. This is big. This is very big. I'm not big on cardboard puzzles. I always feel like oh well, like standard jigsaw puzzles, yes, but 3D cardboard puzzles, those always make me feel just like a little bit cautious. But yeah, if you want a different way of building your Prime, there you go. And a cardboard kit probably shouldn't be like terribly expensive either. And they have actually worked in their they've worked in a good load of LEDs as well in the headlights, eyes, and the gun barrel. Because it's cardboard, it's not going to be jointed or posable. This is what you got. So if you get this, make sure you like that pose, because that's how Prime's going to be forever. Let's take a look at eHobby. They are showing off more acrylic standees. It seems like we just talked about acrylic standees, but hey, more on the way. We are starting with a Bumblebee, exactly as he first appeared with the Energon rods in episode 1. That's a cool throwback. We're getting Deadlock. We're getting Deadlock here. That's super weird to go with the Decepticon version. Like, no one ever gives Deadlock anything. And yeah, it's super cool. I like the gunfire in the display stand too. There's our boy. There's the goodest boy. There is Drift, looking really, really good as well. There's a subtle cherry blossom theme to him because Japan. And a Rodimus Prime holding up the Matrix, fresh from ascending to Primehood. And Shockwave as well. It's a solid run. It's like that's a solid number of characters, but it's still that like familiar eHobby, like, why did you pick them kind of vibe. Deadlock, really? No, cool set though. It's a cool cast of characters they picked this time. And let's wrap it up with a weird collectible. So, they just announced these Gashapon collectibles by Takara. And this is Wave 1. We have more on the way. And these are replicas of Transformers in packaging. It's all G1 based. So you got Optimus Prime, Jazz, Bumblebee, Megatron, and then Galvatron and Scourge. That's a really weird pair to pull. Galvatron and Scourge. I would see Galvatron and Rodimus at the same time. Scourge feels like he's out of place amongst the heavy hitters here. Now, I understand they will save big characters for Wave 2. Soundwave, Starscream, etc., Grimlock. But it makes for an interesting Wave 1 at least to throw a few 86 characters in there. Super weird, like super weird little keychain toys. They are literally just packaging replicas. Probably not cardboard, because that wouldn't do well as keychain toys. But the point is, don't expect these to have like minifigures inside of them. It's literally just going to be the box. But that is going to be it. That is our news roundup for the week. Thank you everyone for watching. I need to go get something cold for my throat because I've been talking for a long time. So thank you everyone. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.